Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we got a very special video for you guys, especially fans of the 13 cameras series with being 14 cameras as well. And today I'm doing an interview with someone that is awesome and picked me out to reach out to and decided that we were going to collab and do an interview together. And it's the man himself. It's Neville Archambault.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I
I'm
appreciate
glad to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you giving me the time of day. So we're just going to run through some questions that you guys may or may not be interested in, but they're exciting, and I'm super stoked to get into it. So our first question we're going to have for you, Neville, is how do you do going about your process? So while a movie's going on, while you're filming, what is your process during all that?
You mean for the character?
Yeah.
Well, usually, I've had the script or they call the sides, meaning the script you're going to audition with, and usually you'll get that first. They'll send it to you, particularly if it's a good studio picture, and I'll study that and find the character, and from there I will work on it. And like, let's say on 13 cameras, like with Gerald,
Yeah.
a lot of that I created, also brought to the plate myself and created that, and make a decision on who he is and where I'm going to take him, and grab it and never let it go.
Fair enough.
And just run it. Yeah.
So that's a really cool point that you made, that you got a lot of freedom with that character.
Yeah, well, you don't always get that. Like, for example, on a lot of, like, say, a studio film that's already done and sold and all packaged and ready, you usually don't get that freedom. I mean, they scrutinize, like, even every line you do. But when an indie, you get an indie, and you get an opportunity a lot to be able to make your own decisions, and it's more flexible. And if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, they'll let you know. It's not working. So, but that's kind of that is how it is, and I think it's great because it gives an actor more freedom. Also, in the process of auditioning, that's a good way too, because when you're auditioning, you don't feel so limited, and you can take chances. If what you do, rings their bell, and you take it from there. Gotcha.
That's awesome. I mean, it's like you mentioned. There's certain films you can't do that on, but to have someone come up to you and they're just like, "Hey, man, you get to make this. Just do whatever you want. This is your bullpen," and you definitely nailed it with the creativity behind that character.
Like I say, if a film is behind that character, yeah, thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, I like him. Some people don't, but I like him. No, when you do have another film, like I said, packaged or some out of the studios, you have a lot of the creative team behind, so everyone has eyes on whether it's the writing or the lines, the script. Everything is being scrutinized, so you're a little bit more, a lot more pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have any special training or things that you do as far as training to get prepared for roles, I guess you could say?
Well, let's say my schooling, I really started out as a kid, with an interest in acting and in production. So even in grade school, I was doing things, even choir, let's say, which is a performance. And so I got into the school plays, and which is, basically, which most people start, or kids find that interest. And I luckily fell into a professional house in a place in Ashland, Oregon, called the Oregon Shakespearean Festival, which I said it's professional. And I was really lucky to be able to work with that group and get the roles that I did. So I learned how to audition really quickly
Okay.
and learn to be on point. And I also learned the art of not really wasting time. When I got on stage, I did what they wanted me to do. I got it out. I put my voice at a level so everyone can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your projection. And it was really self-taught. And then later, of course, I studied, I did some college study, and I did, of course, when I went into Los Angeles for film and television, even auditioning, and auditioning is really a learning ground for actors. I mean, you learn your mistakes there. That's something that's really important. That's really where a lot of your training can come from, is from just basically auditioning. I've done a lot of classes, whether film classes or commercial and television classes for auditioning for commercials. All kinds of different. There's all kinds of different venues out there to work and learn.
Yeah.
And so mine's pretty extensive. I went, pretty long list of just us. Yeah.
Okay.
And which of course will prepare you for
Yeah. So
those characters later on in life.
yeah, and it's like you just said too. Every audition just gives you more experience, whether it be something that you think you did wrong in that first one, you can apply it to the next one, and and it's a form of training. You're learning from mistakes in little ways, and yeah. Okay. Well, do you currently have, or have you had someone that is your favorite actor, like anyone that inspires you, or even that you've seen that you said, you know what, I want to go do acting? Do you have anybody like that?
Well, that is a little hard because I respect a lot of people's work, but I think some of the people that can be most influential are the people you met early on, or at least for me. So when I was working professional theater, I had met a couple directors who were actors, directors, and who really showed me the way, the ropes. One of them would be a director-actor by the name of Williamson, and another is a director-actor by the name of Jimmy Edmondson, and professional to the bone. Great
Okay.
people that have been doing it their whole lives.
I got you.
And like I said, I was lucky enough to find those people. I'd probably be lying if I said Robert Redford. I didn't know he's good,
Yeah.
but nothing. What you typically think maybe my answer would be, but really, those are the people that taught me the most.
Yeah.
Because stage is so much different than what I'm doing now. We're doing when you do film and television. Film and television is action and cut. So you start and go. In stage, you don't get that. There's no chance to stop and go. So it's really, you're learning the hard ropes, and I think it's absolutely the best way to learn. A lot of it's really been only till recent that people that do stage do film and television. It's like different breeds, but you see that more now. In fact, I got to have a group of friends that are from stage who are now doing film and television, really successful. But it's new. That's all new.
Yeah.
So I sort of sidetracked there, but yeah, it's the business.
I got you. So this question is, it shouldn't be too hard. Now I know that everyone enjoys an opportunity to get to be, picked for a movie. What is the hardest role that you've ever had to play?
That's tough. I guess I'd really have to say what I'm doing on 13 and 14 in the camera series. it's a really tough role to play because you have to go to a really strange place to play that character, and it's pretty deep. A lot of people think that, or who have seen the films, think that maybe I'm like that because that's kind of how deep you have to go to play someone that. So I don't want to call him. Well, he's evil, or he has a completely unstable. But that is very hard. See, it's something every time I would prepare to go in front of the camera, have to really think about that and concentrate on exactly what I'm going to do. Because if you didn't, you could almost come off like cartoonish.
Yeah, very,
like
very
he's not
forced,
really,
I guess.
So is you going to come off real, or are you going to come off cartoonish?
Yeah.
And so you have to really make sure you don't, because if it's cartoonish, then it probably takes the thriller out of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, here, how about this? I'm gonna follow that up with a question since we're on that topic. What do you do to prepare yourself? Say when you were on set for 13, 14 cameras, how do you prepare to go to a place like that for this character?
Well, I can pretty easily switch over, meaning from myself to the character. But as far as, like I said, making it where he's not cartoonish, or I just have to go really deep, and I sit and I spend time thinking about it. I go over the script. For me, it's really going over the script as much as I can. I have I'll study a script to death.
Yeah.
And then I'll take it on camera, and that's pretty much it. It's hard study and concentration. You really have to concentration and not break. Like I hear from people that say, in 13, 14 cameras, you never blink. And that's kind of the process. It's kind of like a trance process where you go in the zone and you deliver what you have, you deliver your lines. And that's really how I get there.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you also that Gerald is a man of very few words, and I think that contributes to the aesthetic of what makes him so terrifying. You know?
Yeah.
And you carry it so well, like between the posture and just the way his facial expressions are. You know, like you really you transform yourself into that character, and it shows greatly.
Thank you.
It's a great transformation. Creepy, might I add.
You kind of said it. It's a man of few words.
Yeah.
And that also makes it hard because you're given so much to deliver that character.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to kind of bring it out through your vision, through your face.
Exactly. It's almost like you say more than anyone in the film from not saying anything at all. Just your facial expressions, you know, they're very expressive. You just have an expressive face with that character, and it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So I heard from a source that you possibly may have ran away very young, around actually the age of 12. Is that a factual statement, or what was going on with that?
Yeah, that's true. I had said that on an interview one day with a Netflix best thrillers of Netflix. It's a program, so it's kind of funny hearing that. But yes, I did. Home life wasn't great. Had a great dad great father who died early, and I was with my mother, who, long story short, we discovered that she later on that she had a brain tumor and wasn't well. But prior to knowing that, things were really bad at home, and I ran away with my older sister, who wasn't a whole lot older than I was, and we ended up in Oregon, a place called Ashland, Oregon. I think I mentioned earlier, and I saw in the local paper an audition for this theater, this house, and that house is a professional house, probably one of the top theaters in America. And I auditioned, and I auditioned for the show called Our Town, and got a role. For a long time, years after that, I continued to, well, I was in their file, as we say, and worked there for quite a while. And that's what really got me into acting professionally. Once I was close to getting out of high school, one of the directors who I'd mentioned before, his name's Larry Williamson, he would always tell me, you should go to Los Angeles. And I did. I decided, okay, I'd go out to Los Angeles and audition. So once I got out of high school, I did that. It was pretty good to me, except I was a kid, 17, and auditioning in LA. I mean, I was lucky to get an agency. I was lucky to book things, and I was lucky to go union, which was a very difficult thing to do, but I was able to arrange my union card through my castings, and I started to work. I was there for quite a while, for a couple, 4 years. I did pretty good, and then one day I decided I didn't want to do it anymore, and I got involved with other things, and a little time later I moved myself to Mexico because I had this idea of involving myself in the fitness business, which I'd already had because I'd been into fitness. And I went to Mexico and I opened a gym. And from there I started a pretty strong little business and a couple retail stores. And then it was a gift, but I felt like, you know what, I could go back to acting because it was sort of calling to me again.
Yeah.
And during this process of having my business, I was able to audition for a show that was being done in Mexico called Acapulco Bay. And there was a role of a cop that lived in this complex of this mansion kind of setup. And I booked the role.
Nice.
And I found myself working there, and that brought me back to acting.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a story. I just went on with the story. I figured, I'll tell the whole damn story.
Yeah, may as well. Yeah, that's good.
But
It's good,
that's
though.
where
Yeah.
how it kind of all came about, and basically to here we are today. So I just continue auditioning and pushing forward with it.
Nice.
It's been the best time, to book and to book as I am, and I have some projects up ahead. This is being filmed during the COVID, there are situations, so things are a little rocky. But I've been able to. I have projects that are, waiting for me, and so yeah.
In the works.
Pretty good.
That's always good to have something in the works, isn't it?
Yes.
Always.
Yeah.
Always good. No work is no bueno.
Actually, I'll be doing a film called Circle of Three, and that will be in this year, and also with Kevin and Matt McManus, who are responsible for 13 and 14 cameras. I have done a film with them called The Block Island Sound, and that, once things have calmed down a little bit, will end up coming to probably a period in the theaters and then on to whatever venue that's available for it.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called The Block Island Sound.
Heck yeah. All right. What is, this is going to sound like redundant, but what's the most fun you've had with a movie, whether it be the people or the character you got to play or just the location itself? What is the most fun you've had on a movie set?
Actually, I worked on a film called Violet and Daisy, and it was with James Gandolfini. It was close to one of his last films before we lost him. And working on that set was a whole lot of fun because working with James was, every day was something new. He did a lot of stuff that just brought a lot of fun to the set, which isn't always the case. it was like working with a kid. And although at times we knew some of the shenanigans that he did were probably not appropriate at the time, it was just a whole lot of fun. Like one day he asked us if we like sushi, and of course we do. And he invited a sushi chef in with a couple stations where they were preparing sushi, and we all sat and had sushi and watched the Three Stooges on television. That he'd bring a television every day to the set that had the Three Stooges on it. And for those of you who might not know who James Gandolfini was, he played Tony Soprano on Sopranos.
Let's just take a moment. Neville shared sushi dinner with Tony Sopranos. That's insane. That's cool. No one,
on the set, it was crazy.
That's crazy. That's a really good,
yeah, it was
thing.
He was
That's
really
awesome.
really great guy. He's, really missed. It's yeah.
So, do you happen to have any advice for young, aspiring actors or actresses that are up and coming or hadn't even got into it yet? Do you have any advice to help them get off the ground?
Well, I think you probably hear this from a lot of actors, but they'll always say, "Don't go into the business." And I guess people will say that, and even I would say that, if your heart isn't really into it. I think a lot of people have an idea that it's easy, or that it's all you have to do is be seen by somebody, and it's really not that way. That's kind of a folklore. It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
It's really a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of risk. It's like for myself, like my story, I was doing it fine, I was working, then I left. But it was because it can be very unstable.
Yeah.
You never know when the next job is going to be. Unless you really find yourself, if you're on a roll and if you're on a roll and you're booking well, you have to kind of look at the chart, see how things are, see how things are moving around. What are the possibilities? It's good to plan who you are and who you're marketing, particularly for film and television. Now, stage is a different story, but if you're in film and television,
right,
it's what is that character you're going to mark? Who's that person? What's going to sell? It's a little bit of the stock market. It's a game of chess.
Yeah.
You always have to figure it out, and if it looks good, go for it. But then again, it could be the other way. You could, I know people, and quite a few that, were a model, and a year later they were starring in, films. But that's again, is luck, and that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
But there's, it's really, I think the biggest thing that you have to do is learn to market you and yourself, and have faith in what you have, and that what you're doing is working, and to practice the craft.
Yeah.
And also the camera is really important. You have to learn how to work with that camera. It's not something that just comes easily or for free.
Oh yeah.
It's work, and you have to know what's gonna, how you're selling yourself on that camera.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so a lot to it.
Oh yeah.
So
okay,
that'd be my best.
Okay, well there you go.
You got to use your head,
Yeah. There's some sound advice for all of you out there that are thinking about going into film. You got to really want it, and like Neville said, there's a lot of risk involved. You just got to know if it's a good feeling on a risk, or if you get the butterflies and you just don't think you can do it. You just either know to keep going or call it quit. But really, that's the show business. You either keep going or you call it quits. You can either handle it or you can't handle it. And yeah. So, given that Netflix has put 13 cameras on their platform, and including 14 cameras. So if you're interested and you're watching this and you haven't seen them yet, please go see 14 cameras and 13 cameras. They're on Netflix right now. They were actually trending a week ago for the whole week. Like, it was like number 7, I think, for the most watch in the US on Netflix. So please go check that out. And then come back and finish this so you don't get any spoilers. But there's been a lot of requests on the internet, just questions and ask after one after another about, are we going to get a sequel? So what is your opinions on that? And do you think that we would be getting a 15 cameras?
Do I think? Yes, I think we are, or we will. It's funny because a lot of times with my mail and the mail I get, like this week has been a lot of mail, and a lot of that question comes in: will there be a 15 cameras? Yesterday there was, all my social media was there, but one right after another, and so I know that 14 is being seen like crazy right now because the mail just keeps coming. And so one thing I feel funny about is I feel a little bit alone in this situation because I know how many people are requesting it. I don't know what production or my buddies, my friends that I did the films with, if they get what I get. Sometimes it feels they're very busy doing a lot of stuff. Really talented guys. They did. I don't know. Did you see American Vandals?
Yep.
On 1 and 2, they did both of them. They're amazing. I think it should be on Netflix now. But
Yeah.
American Vandals is really great.
Yeah, absolutely.
These guys just are really amazing.
Talented.
Kevin and Matt Manis.
Talented.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, I don't know if they actually get what I get as far as 15. But I do think there will be. I can't see why there wouldn't, because there's so much request. What do you see?
No, I'm just excited.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. I like the excitement. It would sure be nice for me to have. I can't wait to the day till I have that. Like I can say yes, it'll be filming, and because I can give people the answer, because I'm the one that's being, I'm being asked.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. The time. It's the first thing I wake up to in the morning is, because you get up, you do your stuff, and your phone. It's like, oh, Toledo, man.
It's almost like a daily reminder for you. Everyone, yeah, they're like.
Well, that's the thing too. I filmed this with a bunch of people, and then it was like, everyone's gone, and then they're just me and the questions, and you don't. I answer all my mail is because I think it's right. If people are going to spend the time to write to me, and it's sincere, and I respond. I let them know. I would never not. The only time I don't respond to something if their mail is really out there. I get some real out there mails, real bizarre stuff. And everything from proposals to you name it. And threats, all kinds of stuff. But so I leave those alone, unless I see somebody that really I think is in need, and then, or I see that there's an angle there to maybe talk to them. But as far as the 15 thing, that's just a question that comes. But yes, I think it will be done. When and where, I'm not really sure. But also the thing too, it's early for a sequel because 14 is not that old.
Yeah.
And
18, right? 2018.
What's that? Yeah. Well, yeah, it's probably when we're filming it, and then when it came out, I'm not really sure exactly. It could have been then or a little after, but like 13 came out in it came out as Slumlord in 15, but then it changed and really came out in like 16. So sometimes, it'll be back like that. But, so 14 is pretty new. And I will tell people that too. It's new. I also tell people, it'd be nice. maybe mail Netflix.
Yeah. Go to the source, people. Go to the source.
Yeah, go. Buy to someone else. No, it sounds funny. It's like, it's no big deal. It's just a question. It is, but it is an endless question.
Exactly.
15 cameras. I hear it every day. So anyhow, again, yes.
It's coming. It's coming, guys. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. I always tell people, and they're probably people seeing this, they see it, will say, "Oh yeah, that's what he says." I always say, "We're waiting on a green light."
There you go. That's even better. We're using movie terms. Movie terms right there. Waiting for the green light.
Waiting for the green.
So, well, let's I'm gonna bleed that question into the next one. You probably get some crazy mail. And you touched on it just a bit, that you get some pretty out there fan mail.
Yeah.
So what kind of mail does Neville Archambault get?
Well, I get some really nice mail, and I have something that I do which other people agree with, but I happen to sometimes have, my heart's big sometimes, and it is big. I shouldn't say sometimes, but I end up being real giving. I sometimes I'll write mail back and it'll be like a log. I'll really mail people back, and during this time, during COVID, it's a little tough because people are in need, and I get a lot of that lately. People that think maybe I can help them, or I'll have an answer, or they'll give me a scenario in their life, and I'll find myself being me, and I try and help them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's a lot of different scenarios. People not having money, or now, like I was recently, like yesterday, there was more than a few about, like, a couple of people were worried they're going to lose their house, and so all that stuff. Then I just go to your regular mail where people want to say hello and talk to me about the films, and a lot of people ask to be in the films, and then I get the creepy ones.
Oh, here we go.
I guess to cut it down is like, I was in Los Angeles. This is about maybe 4 months ago or 5 months ago, and I did a small bit on a film. I guess it's going to be it's a werewolf movie, done by Jimmy Cummings, and Jimmy did Thunder Road, the film that came out. It's actually great success.
Great movie.
It's called Thunder. What a great movie, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kudos out to Jimmy.
Exactly. If you guys don't know who Jim Cummings is, he's a great director. He actually has a role in 13 Cameras. He's the boyfriend of their friends. Yeah, they're friends with the main couple. But he's in that movie, and he's a terrific director. If you hadn't seen Thunder Road, go check it out.
And he's such a great actor, man. He's so good in that film.
Oh yeah.
And 13 Cameras, he's like, well, he's great in Thunder Road. I mean, he's excellent. But I used to always tell him, it's funny with them. And another, PJ McCabe, who plays the husband. What's the husband's name?
Ryan.
There it is, Ryan.
Yep.
So
Ryan. PJ
plays Ryan, who's a great guy. But I always tell these guys how good they are in 13 Cameras, and it just doesn't. It's like I hit these faces. They're like, can't just say, oh, thank you. It's like they don't see it, and they were so good in 13 Cameras. I love what that film had as far as its casting. Casting is so good in that film, and
definitely it takes a lot to play a scumbag.
Where were we with Jimmy Cummings? Oh yeah, where were we? Thunder Road. Where did we sidetrack from?
The hate mail.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So so I did a little bit in this film, this werewolf film, for them, which I think I've been cut from. Which is probably the only time I'll ever say that. Well, hopefully, about a movie. I've never been cut from anything. I've been thrown out of a couple bars.
Yeah.
No. But um, so yeah, so I went to the gym as I always do, and plus I was a little bit of a mess because I had some back surgery, so I'm on crutches and running around like Gerald. Actually, I look like Gerald in 14 Cameras because I got the crutch and I went to the gym, and when I came out, there was a note on my car. I'm telling you this one so I can cut to the quick on the weirdness of it. Here I am in Los Angeles, and I get this note. This guy tells somebody, I guess it's a guy, but yeah, sure it's a guy. He says, I know who you are. You should never make movies like you did in 13 and 14 Cameras. They're not good for, it's disrespectful to women. And if I see you again, I'll kick your ass. Swear to God. Here I am hiding behind my crutch. It's like, oh shit. But true stories. So that's the kind of mail I get. So I've got mail like that. And then I get, just your general threats. But it always boils down to the same thing. I shouldn't make movies like that, or that, or they talk to me as if I really am Gerald, and that I am that person, or that's my persona. That's how I look and talk, and they really take it as that, and man, dead serious. I remember when I was filming 14 Cameras. I'm in New Mexico, and it was weird. Well, there's another weird story. I come home to my hotel at night after filming, and I always get this same mail from, I don't know, whoever, but I guess it was a threatening thing, and if they saw me, that they'd beat the shit out of me. I said, yeah, good luck.
Yeah, if you
I
guys
ain't getting nowhere with this. I got a crutch, buddy.
If you guys don't know, Neville is not a small man. He's by no means. He's a you could see he's a stocky guy. So they must really you must really trigger something in someone to want to step up to that kind of plate.
So this is what I get left with after doing 13, 14 counts. A lot of threats. No one will come save me. But anyhow, so yes, that's kind of mail you get.
I got you.
But the fans, the people that write to me, they're really great people, and it's interesting to have mail like that from everywhere. A lot of fans out of Australia, a lot from France, all around the world. And it's funny, sometimes they'll come in groups, so you realize, oh, all this mail is coming from New Zealand. And then you think, you see it and you go, why? Why is that? Because, because it's on Netflix there, or I don't know, but it's just unusual. It shouldn't be released anywhere. And if it is, I'm not getting any money for it. So something's wrong there, but I'll get that just, and of course it's the films have different names all over, 13 Cameras has different names, so their fan mail comes in under that, the landlord, it's called Dear Mr. And sometimes they'll call you Dear Mr. Landlord, Gerald, or anyway.
I'm asking for a 30-day extension.
I could do like a little film on this fan mail. How to answer fan mail, the do's and don'ts. Careful.
You heard that? We're gonna do he's gonna do a weekly fan mail videos just to read out all of you guys' most answered questions, I guess you could say. No, but so this is a bit off, but I really wanted to ask this.
Really?
Yeah. So if you could have the chance to work with any director or actor, who would it be? Who would you like to get close with and just get to see every day and just kind of study, I guess you could say? Who would it be? Anyone at all?
It's tough. This may sound funny, but I like who I'm working with now. When I work with my crew that I name, I'm very faithful. But would there be somebody? I always look at the math. Like, who should I work with in order to get more work?
That's fair. That's fair, though. That's fair. Yeah.
But I do, yeah. And this in the film thing, you always have to like, like I said before, it's checkers, or chess. So you always have to look at what's going to benefit you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What will benefit me? Ooh, darn, that's that's a tough one.
It it is. There's so many great directors and actors out there. It's hard to.
Stacey,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean yes, of course, who wouldn't?
Todd Phillips.
Actually, I also heard he's a really nice guy. That's what I've heard. And a friend of mine, I was working on a film in New York, and one of our actors one of the guys was late, and he showed up, and apparently he ran into him at a gas station, and they end up standing around talking. So the guy was late, but he said he was really, really a great guy, and I've also heard that, that he's real giving, real open.
Nice.
And spend time talking to people. There's not a lot. That's the thing about where I feel lucky with working with the people I work with now, or who I've been doing films with, is because they're open. A lot of that closure can be real, when you're dealing with Hollywood and some production and directors, or it can be really sticky.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be tough. There's been a few things I've done that I just feel you feel go and you're glad you got it, but then you feel like you're abused because so and so was in a crappy mood.
Yeah. Okay.
Like one time. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I started to tell. I got some. Like for example, I was when I was a kid, when I was still acting, before I quit or stopped, I worked on Rhinestone Cowboy with Dolly Parton and Stallone. Anyhow, after so many days on the set, Stallone hadn't been there, but I'd shot what I was filming, and I was in New York, and here I was really, blonde-haired kid out of L.A. that looked like a surfer dude. And Stallone didn't like my look when he came on set seeing the dailies, and he fired me right on set.
Sylvester Stallone.
Right in front of Dolly. And I was walked off that set. And that song, and I'm not saying that he's a different person today. Let me say that. I'm not to bash anyone. The guy is like so different today because he's probably, he learned, and he's much more kinder person and giving, and gives a lot of information, and a fitness enthusiast who actually is very sharing to that part of his life. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very important because health is it. Yeah, he knocked me off. Get him out of here.
To be fair, it was probably your size. He probably.
Well, I was kind of a little guy. I was working out, but I was just a little LA actor. But Dolly ended up saying, Dolly Parton said, he told me, "Oh, honey, he's just a big bully." After they got rid of me.
Oh, I would have took that too. I would have hugged her. I'd have been like, "Oh,
edge of the set."
Yeah.
Okay, hasta la vista, baby.
This has been the best evening I could have ever asked for. Sitting here with Neville and just talking with him about super fun stuff that you guys have asked about or wondered yourself. And we've got some good information about when, or it's happening. We're just waiting for the green light for 15. So we don't know when, but it's coming. 15 cameras. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you have any additional questions for Mr. Neville here, leave them in the comments section below. And this is also going to be posted on our Facebook page alongside with Mr. Neville, so you can check this out over there too. Give it a share, make sure to hit the like button, and send him some more mail because he loves to hear from you guys, and no matter the topic.
Don't put it on the windshield of my car.
Yeah, just don't track him down to his gym.
Even if it's a rental.
Follow him, or tail him or stalk him or anything. But yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So,
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And Mr. Neville here, and we will.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming and stopping in and really appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.